y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. I am the president of Vision Marketing and Design.com, and today we are live inside of our Vision Marketing and Design team training, where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today's Thursday, so what we're going to talk about today is scheduling social media content and reports, okay? If you've been following along this week, we're talking about how to become a social media manager without actually managing social media. So we've talked about how to create your plans, and I actually showed you how to set up the super checkout so you can automate the whole onboarding process on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we talked about how to actually find clients for your social media service. Also, yesterday we talked about some different options if you want to create the content yourself or you want to outsource it. And like I said, today we're going to talk about scheduling and reports. And I'm actually going to show you how to add managers to the account so that you can actually have someone manage that for you. So you, as the agency, you get the clients, you manage everything, and that does not mean that you can't have a content creator that manages all of that for you. Okay, so we talked about yesterday, like, how maybe you want the freelancer to create the content. Maybe you want them to manage it for you. And so that would be the difference. Maybe you want to, what I have done before is actually given them access to my social media scheduler so that they can manage it and I can still maintain everything. Because if they manage it on their own, you're kind of limited and then you can't use the reporting and all of that. You're relying on their reporting. So it's definitely better to have your own scheduler that you can give them access to. Okay. And then tomorrow, of course, like always, it is our Friday Q&A, and you guys will be able to, if you're on my team, you'll be able to join me in the Zoom, and hopefully I can answer any questions that you may have. So I've created this document here to kind of walk you through the different options and just to make this very simple. I use Content Studio because I do work with clients and I need some more advanced features that BuilderAll does not have. But I know that a lot of, everyone in the team uses BuilderAll. And we do have inside of BuilderAll a social autopost app, and there is some up-to-date training. It did definitely got a revamp when we did the 5.0 launch. So I went ahead and provided the link to that training for you. I did not do the training, but it is some really good training that you'll be able to watch and understand the whole social media app if you decide to use it. But today what we're going to talk about is Content Studio because it's what I use. And really, if you're going to be a full-blown social media management or manager, you really need something a lot more advanced. But if your client is already using BuilderAll, maybe you want to utilize that and just be a VA for the services for your BuilderAll client. So it's really up to you however you want to structure it. Again, like I always say, it's my job to show you the options and the possibilities, and then it's your job to decide what you want to use and how you want to use it for your own business. Okay. Maria says, I use the autopost NBA all the time. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just when it comes to some of the advanced features and reporting, you can't really do that inside of BuilderAll. But if it serves your purpose, definitely use that. Use the tools that you have already available. Maria says, where is the link shared? I'm actually going to share it with you now in the live chat, and I'm also going to show you how to access it if you watch on the replays. Okay, so I just shared the link to this file here. So since Maria brought that up, I do want to show you how you can join TVision and how you can watch the replay and get access to that file I just shared with you. So to become a Team Vision member, all you need to do is go to visionmarketinganddesign.com, and you can see all of the benefits that we have here. I go through this every time, but I do want to do this quickly because I want to show you where to access that link. So we do provide live training Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, Friday is a Zoom meeting, so you can join me and ask me any questions that you may have. We do provide 30 days of free social media content that you can brand as your own. It is built on Canva, so it's really easy to customize. You save 50% on all templates. You get access to 85,000 free PLR products that you can use as your own or resell or use for clients. You can also earn income being a freelancer for our clients. You also get 50% off of private coaching. In addition to that, you get $10,000 plus of courses that you can take to grow and scale your online business. It's great for beginners, freelancers, business owners, or agency owners. You can check out some of the testimonial videos here. And then if you want to join and you already have a BuilderAll account, you can click here. It won't change your sponsor, nothing like that. It's just this is for current BuilderAll members. If you do not have a BuilderAll account yet, you can actually join here, which makes your Team Vision membership free. Also for the Funnel Club, if you want to join and then get access to 600 plus templates, then you can subscribe here. Okay, so let me actually get logged in here. And I want to go ahead and access the page. Now, as soon as you get in here, you'll see the welcome page here. To access the live and the replays, you want to click here. And then you'll see if you have joined before 10/7, since we went from the old e-learning to the new modern e-learning just recently, you will have to create an account in here. Okay, so it'll actually look like this, and you'll have to click the login and then click here to create an account. Okay, that's so that we can see your comments live. It used to be when we were just using the webinar tool that you could just add your name, but since this is an e-learning instead, and we've incorporated the live with the e-learning, then you do have to be registered here. Of course, there's no additional charge. This will just give you access to the replays and all that. Okay, so I'm actually going to get logged in here. And you'll also see, if you are watching on mobile, you will come to this screen here, and you'll also see a little burger menu in the top left-hand corner. With this menu, you'll have to click the live to get access, okay? Because this is just the video. To be able to comment, you'll have to click here in the menu, and then you'll be able to comment. And it doesn't show the other comments, like you can see here that we have people talking, but when you log in, it doesn't show you the previous conversation. So definitely, I wish that it did that, and I'm trying to figure out why and if that's possible, because the old webinar, it did save the chat, so that was really cool. Okay, let's see. Karen says, Bridget, when I click on the link, it takes me back to the live page that we are watching you on. Yeah, you should be right here in this area with the chat. Let's see. Hopefully that answered your question. Karen says, okay, I'm not really sure, but so I'm going to move on. Hopefully, maybe private message me in the Telegram group, and then hopefully I can help you, because I'm not sure what you're asking and what you're seeing. Okay, so anyway, so I'm going to go to the live, and this is the questions or the comments. So I'm going to go ahead and X out of this, because I already have you pulled up in this menu over here. Oh, you said that was Maria. Sorry about that. I'm reading. Sometimes I read faster than I comprehend. Okay, so Maria. Yeah, Maria, just let me know, private message me or something, or if someone in the group can help you figure that out, that would be awesome. Okay. So let's go to our list now here. So for agencies, like I said, Content Studio is what I recommend. If you're just using this for yourself, or you have a client who is on BuilderAll and you want to use the social auto post tool, you can click here and get access to the training. Okay. So the first option for scheduling, we're going to talk about just one-time posts. Okay. And to do that, I'm going to just show you a brief overview. I do have, I've done training before on Content Studio, so I don't really want to go through like an in-depth, overview, but I do want to show you just quickly all the power in Content Studio and why there's no way that the BuilderAll auto post tool could compare. However, like I said, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but there are times that you need more advanced features for your business or for a client. So it's really important to know all of the different options that you have available. because our job as the agency is to be the solution, right? So if you want to create a one-time post, first, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Up here, you'll see that there's a workspace. All right. Now I have some clients here and I have some additional brands that I use. And what I've done is I've created a workspace for all of the brands. Okay. So I have my own, I have this client and this client and this one and this one. Okay. And I separate them because it has different content in there. All right. So right now I'm in the workspace of Vision Health. Okay, I do have a page that has, some health things on it. So it's Vision Health. And so here is the dashboard. Here is your content planner. So if you just want to plan and collaborate with your teams, you can do that. There's also analytics, so it'll track all the KPIs or just measure, all of the activity on your channel. So that's what it's going to generate reports from. It tells you if you had any failed. This is something that's important to know, because if you have something failed, then maybe it could be like a connection issue or something, or maybe it's just not set up right. So that's something that you definitely want to be notified of. It's nice to see how many are scheduled, how many have published. This is fairly new that it's not a new page by any means or brand, but I just revamped it. So you'll see that it was kind of like no traffic here, no traffic, and then it started getting traffic. So that's definitely lets me know that my new social media content is working and getting engagement. You'll see down here too that it'll show you the top posts. So these analytics are excellent ways for you to be able to tweak and kind of get ideas. Like, these are the top posts. So what this tells me is the people that are following this page, they like this. They like this infographic. They like this like weight loss topic. These are things that I'm noticing, right? Here's another thing about health. It's an infographic. So this got definitely a lot of engagement, whereas some of these did not. So it's something that I want to take note of so that I can tweak the content in the future. Okay. And then there's some, helpful links and things down here. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of the dashboard. So you also have some options here to use the composer, which is basically just like a one-time post. You can also check out, if you want to look at the planner, you can actually see like a list view or a calendar view. So you can see, all of the upcoming posts. And sometimes, it's not so easy if you have multiple things going on, like RSS feeds, which we'll talk about in a minute. And, you have lots of different things coming. It's nice to see everything, no matter if it's an automated thing with RSS feeds, or it's a one-time post, or maybe it's the Evergreen content like this is. It's nice to see what's actually scheduled for each platform each day. Okay, so I know that on Sunday, 10/10, that these posts are going to post here, no matter where they're coming from. Okay. So that is definitely a helpful tip. You can also toggle and see the month view if you want to. So there's an automation feature we'll talk about in a second. And you can also upload all of your images to the media library, and then you can use them. Like, maybe I had some health things here that I wanted to use on like in a different workspace here, like maybe my own brand or Vision Food Tools. Maybe I wanted to put some of that in there, so I could actually get inside of Vision Food Tools and then still be able to access the graphics and things all in one place. Okay, so that is a cool thing. So let's actually, if we follow along here on the sheet, we'll see that where, like I was talking about composing a one-time post. So I want to show you how to do that. Okay. So if you go to a one-time post inside of Content Studio, you just click on Composer and you can go to Social Media Scheduler. Okay. I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let me show you this here. Okay. To connect your social accounts, you just need to go to where I just went in the menu. You can go to social accounts, and then to connect, all you need to do is just click on it. Like, I could click here and then it will ask me to log in. I don't want to do that because I don't have an account for this brand on LinkedIn. But it will just ask you to log in. And then if you have multiple accounts, it'll say choose which one, and then it'll just connect. Okay. So that's super simple. So going back to the creating one post. So if I wanted to create a post for, I can select all the profiles within this workspace. I could customize the content. So if I wanted to say, let me look for a post here. I think I have, let's just try, we have the health one. Let's look for just something here. So let's say that I wanted to post, let's pick this about Jarvis. Okay, so maybe I wanted to post this. Actually, I'm going to click here to add an image. Let's say I'll just use this one. And this was the image I wanted to use. If I had multiple social media platforms, I could select all of them or just some of them, or obviously none of them, I guess you could choose. And then if I wanted to type in choose a social media package that works best for your budget. Okay, so I could type in the content there, and I could also toggle this on. And then what it will do is actually rearrange this wording and then post something different on each platform. Okay, so that's really cool because it helps to kind of switch up the content. You can also upload videos here. If you want to add a source from your library, you could click here, and you'll see that these are all of the posts that I have available. So I could choose any of these that I wanted to. You can also organize in categories and different things. So you can also choose hashtags, and this is what's so cool about this, because you can select your hashtags from a saved list, and I'll show you how you can add those in just a second, or you can just create your own list of hashtags. And then even if you have like 20 hashtags in your list, you can say, randomly choose one for each post, or maybe you want to choose, multiple. You could do that. You can choose to replace if the keywords match, or, just to place it there no matter what, and then you just click apply, save and apply, and then it will add those keywords there. You can also do some advanced things, like if you use replug, or you want to adjust the UTM parameters, you can do that. You can also design with Canva, so you can see here that it will actually pull in your Canva account. So I could click social media, and then a little Canva editor will show up here, and then I can choose and create a post and all of that inside of Content Studio if I wanted to. So that is super, super cool. Then after you've done all of that, and then there's some, it integrates with Crello, and then you can also add a location. So that's great for YouTube or Google My Business. You can also add the first comment, which is really cool. Sometimes, when you are doing social media and you have links inside the post, then Facebook will bury it, or different social media platforms will bury it. But if you want to put your link here in the first comment, as soon as it posts, it will also make a comment. So that's definitely really helpful for engagement. You can choose to post now. You can schedule. And really the only time that I do this is when I'm doing social media content, and say that I have a post that's like for a specific date. I want to schedule that date because obviously if it's like, Throwback Thursday, I want to make sure that I'm scheduling this on a Thursday, because if it just shows up on a random day, that's not going to make much sense. Or maybe, like I was saying, if it's something like October, there's a Suicide Awareness Day. If I had a post that had to do with that, I would want to schedule that for that day and time, and I could do that here. You can add to the queue if you want to, so you can actually set up certain queues depending on the categories and all of that. You can also add the content to a category so that you can say, every post in this category should be posted at this specific time. So there's so many advanced things. And then you can also set to draft, because maybe you are the content creator and you want the social media manager to look at it, and you can schedule all of these as draft, and then they can look at it, and then you can click needs approval. It also shows you over here what it's going to look like on Facebook, and then what it'll look like on mobile. You can also use some of these other features here, which honestly I never do. Content Studio has so much that it just is like, I find new things all the time. Okay, so this is very, very useful. All right, now if I wanted to add this to the category, I could just do that. But what I'm going to do is just X out of this. Okay. So, Christy says, wow, Bridget, you're just flying through there. You learned so much in the last years. We are on our way. It's my job. I just want to show you all the things that are possible. And I didn't just wake up one day and was like, okay, I'm going to try Content Studio and it's going to be awesome. And this is the one that, no, I tried a trial of every single one. And the worst part is that I had to do the trial, and then I would upload all my content and get everything set up, and then I would realize, oh, this is not going to work for me. So after all these trial and errors, that's when I finally came to Content Studio. So if you do not have a Content Studio account, I guarantee it's worth it. But of course, that's not to say anything bad about the BuilderAll Social Auto Post tool. Again, I just want to let you know what the options are so you can make the best choice for your business. Okay. But you can also go to visualmarketinganddesignCom/content studio, and you will see my information on Content Studio, and you can actually click my affiliate link. Okay, so step 2, this one you guys are going to love because this is my most used feature. Okay, it is creating evergreen campaigns. Okay, now this is how you're going to utilize the categories. Okay, so if I go over here and I just want to access this workspace, I just want to show you some basic things here. Okay, this is the actual, basically the settings of this workspace. Now, I have the standard things like, profile, notifications, when do I want to be notified? They have an affiliate program, so you earn, 30% commission. So again, it's one of those things where you can start building all of the different resources that you have, and then use those affiliate commissions to be able to, compound your income. This is how it's done, right? As you just keep growing, and as you learn things, you show other people, or you use the resource, or, people ask me all the time, what scheduler do you use? Well, I use Content Studio. Do you want a free trial? Here's my link, right? But you have to be putting out content. You have to, why does someone ask me that? They don't just look through Facebook and they're like, oh, I think this girl might know about social media. You have to show that you know something about social media, and then people will ask you, what do you think? What should I do? You also have your billing and plans here. And then, of course, you have some basic settings. And here's where you want to add a team member, okay? So if I was going to have someone, like maybe I hired someone from Fiverr and I wanted them to be able to do, manage my client's social media. I did not want to give them access to my client's account. I didn't want to make them admin. I mean, geez, that could be horrible. So what you could do is you could come and click here and then add them as a team member. So all you need is their email address. So you enter their name, obviously first name, last name, and email address, and then you can choose here which permission you want to give them. Are they going to be an administrator, which I don't recommend, or a collaborator, which would be better if they're going to, create and edit posts. But you can definitely read through here and see which one best suits their purpose. And then there's also an approver. So if you want someone to review the posts and comment on them and all of that, you can use the approver. You can also choose, are they a team member or a client? So you can actually give clients access to their own workspace. Okay, so that's something that's important as well. I mean, you do have that capability with BuilderAll because they would have their own BuilderAll account, and then you could just get VA access to that account. So, so that is a super easy way to add on a social media manager into your Content Studio account. So let me see here. We're talking about automation, but I did want to show you if you want to set those categories to for your automation, you could do that here. You just click add a new category. You choose the channels. What time do you want that category to post? You also have some options here for blogs and websites. If you have a WordPress blog, you can actually connect it and then it will post when you tell it to post. So that's super cool. Here's where you can connect all of your social media platforms. So this actually connects to like everything, basically Facebook, pages, and groups. The groups, that's something that BuilderAll Autopost tool does not do yet. I'm sure it's coming in the future. And really local business clients, they don't really use the group option. So if that's what you're doing, it's that, that's something that you don't have to worry about. But if it's for you, then that is important. If you have a group that you want to schedule content to, that would be important. So you can connect Twitter, LinkedIn, profile, and business page, Pinterest, Tumblr, Instagram. And one cool thing about this that is not something that every social media or content planner has, is they have the option to auto post to Instagram without you having to notify and approve it first. That's something that a lot of schedulers or content planners do not have the capability of doing. Also, Google My Business, that's so important. So if you connect Google My Business, you can also be scheduling content there. And YouTube, if you want to create your YouTube videos and then have them scheduled here to post, you can do that and it will post for you. You also have some other integrations here, I don't even know what this is, honestly, and then Replug, and then Firebase, and then Bitly, if you use any of those. Like Bitly, for example, it will go ahead and shorten all the links, and then it will be connected to your Bitly account so you can do some tracking of different links. If you use Pocket or Replug or Feedly, or you want to connect your YouTube data API key, you can do that here, but I'm actually going to show you how to use RSS Feeds to do this as well. There's some miscellaneous options here, and then of course reports. Okay, so here's the thing with reports. Obviously, with this option, you can add your own company name and your logo. That's incredibly important with reports, because if you're sending them to your client, you definitely want it to be branded for you, right? Because it's your business. I mean, you want to have your logo and all of that stuff on there. So let me go to Analyze. And so you'll see for this channel here, when you click on Analyze, it shows, that so far in this 30 days, or the last 30 days, there have been 127 posts, which is down 30% from last month. There have been 300% more actions. There have been 2 comments and 3 reposts, which there's no percentage difference, so that must be what it was last month. And then, so it just kind of breaks it all down here. You can, again, see what are the top posts for engagement and things like that. So if I wanted to send this report to a client, I could go up here to export. I can export this as a PDF, which just downloads it. And then I can do whatever I want to it. If I want to manually send it to them in an email as an attachment or something like that, I could do that as soon as it gets done exporting. Okay, so now it's downloaded. We can go ahead and look at it. Okay, so this is what the report looks like. It's branded to me, it has the date here, and then it has all the graphs, and you can see my logos up here. So it's all branded. It looks very professional. And this is all just automatically done for you, so you don't have to do that. Obviously, this is a great way to show if you're getting a lot of engagement, your client's going to stay. If you can show in a report, a professional report, that you are, you're getting good results for your client, they're going to stay and they're going to want to add other services, because that's part of building the know, like, and trust factor. You can also send the PDF if you want to. You can enter up to 25 email addresses if you want to manually send it. But here, I love automation. So here is the best thing that I love to do, is just schedule the PDF. So I just want to name it, whatever this report is. I can choose an export type, or just say group. I can choose all the social media channels that I want to show in the report, and then I can choose here. Do I want to send it every Monday? I can't talk. Do I want to send every Monday the report, or on the second of every month? It says you'll be sent a report of the previous month. So I want to choose the month, and then I just want to put my client's email here, and then I can also click here to send myself a copy. So I do like to do that because then I know that if I receive this report, not only can I look at it and know and be reminded to look at it, but I also know that this fired and my client received a copy as well. So that is an excellent resource there. Okay, you can also change the period. If maybe once a year you want to send them an annual report, you could choose that to monitor the last of the year. Okay, so let's go back to our list here. I showed you how to, we didn't talk about automation. I kind of jumped ahead, but that's okay. So going back here, let's go back to the dashboard. And we're going to talk about creating an evergreen campaign. This is my favorite one. Okay. So if you go to automation, let me check your comments here. Valerie says, hello. Hello, Valerie. Okay. So this is my favorite one, and it is evergreen. So to create an evergreen campaign, let's go ahead and click new campaign. So we want to call this something. And usually, like, let's say that I had a bunch of quotes that I wanted to share. Now, evergreen basically means that it just keeps going, right? It recycles all the posts at whatever time you tell it to, and however many, hours in between. So it's just going to keep cycling these posts, right? You might have 100, and then you're posting one a day, and then on day 101, the first post will post again. Okay. So you can just name your campaign. And if you had any categories of different content, you could select any of those here. And you could also choose which social media platforms you want to use. So in this one, we only have one, so I'm just going to choose the Facebook page, and we don't have any categories. So what I want to do is I want to just go ahead and manually create all of these posts. Okay. Now you do have to create 3 at least to be able to create an evergreen campaign, but usually I have lots and lots and lots. You can bulk upload. The only thing that kind of stinks about bulk upload is that you have to use a CSV file, and you can click here to get the template, but it requires you to have a link to the image, and so it's very consuming to even create the CSV file. So honestly, I've done this on a small scale, but if you're talking about really something bulk uploading, it is time consuming unless you have the links for the images. So you could just add them manually here. Okay, so let me actually take you to one that I've already created, so because I don't have the content to recreate. So for this one, we have nutrition posts. Okay, now I've called it nutrition. We don't have a category, so I'm just going to click next. And you can see here all of the posts that I've created. So I added some hashtags here, and then I just added the image. Okay, so hashtags image. So there's not a lot of content here. I actually just kind of did this quickly because I don't focus on this brand a lot, but I definitely wanted to add some content. So I wanted to make sure that I'm keeping it fresh until I decide really what I want to do with it. So you can see here that there are 20 posts, and if we click next, I can choose custom time slots. So if I want this to post, like right now, if I clicked on custom time slot, it defaults to like, 1800, or which is like 6 p.m. or 9:50 in the morning. And then it's going to post another post at 4:15 p.m. and then 4:05 and then 6:40. And so it's going to post all of these times. I can change it. So maybe I wanted this to be like 1600 instead. I could change that. I could also delete some of these if I only wanted to do one time a day. I could do that. I could also uncheck these if I didn't want it to post on Sunday and Monday. I could do that. Or I could choose regular intervals. And this is one that I like because I love to have, I love to post multiple times a day. I think one a day is okay for clients, but if you're doing this for yourself, I like to have multiple times a day. Really, like every 6 or 8 hours, I like to have something posting on my page. Karen says, what does you said RRS, but I'm assuming you mean RSS. We'll talk about that in just a second, I promise. Okay, so you can choose to run this campaign continuously starting today, or you could click here to pre-schedule the campaign. So if you want it to only run between, certain dates, you could choose that here. I like to do run the campaign continuously because that's what I love about evergreen content. You could also add a gap in between the two cycles. So maybe I want this to run for 30 days, and then I want 30 days in between where it doesn't run, and then 30 days again. Like maybe I wanted to rotate different campaigns. So many options. I could choose that there. Also, I can, since I've actually edited this, I can choose whether I want to apply the changes that I've made, which technically I didn't make any, but since I got in the editing, it's going to ask me, do I want to make these changes apply to the next cycle, or do I want to apply them now and then restart the cycle? So you can choose any of that, and I'm just going to click previous or actually get out of here so I don't change anything. So that's how you can create an evergreen campaign. And that's really awesome to be able to utilize those categories. And then that way, every time you're posting something, you can just dump that in the category. And then you can say every day at 9 a.m., I want the category of maybe quotes to post. And then every day at noon, I want the category of like, digital marketing tools to post or something like that, right? So sorry about that. So the next thing we're going to talk about now is RSS feeds. I love these. And look, honestly, I don't know what RSS feeds and I don't know what RSS means. So Karen, I'm in the boat with you, but I know how to use them. And that's the important part. Okay. So there are two that I use most often, and that is the blog RSS feed. Now you can use any blog. Like if you loved my blog and you're like, hey, Bridget's blog is so amazing, so I am going to add her RSS feed to my social media channels so that every time she posts a blog, it'll automatically post to my social media profiles. Same thing with YouTube. You could say, I love Bridget's channel so much that every time she posts a video, I want it to automatically post to my social media profiles. So that's what automating with the RSS feeds, that's what will help you do. Now, I've done a lot of the guesswork for you because I have basically in this little document here, if you replace the red text with any website domain, you can use the RSS feed, okay? The RSS feed is this right here. It's simply the website URL /RSS, all right? So any RSS feed that you want to use, as long as they have one, meaning like they have an RSS feed on their website, that's what it's going to be. So this would be the RSS feed URL. Now, YouTube's a little bit different. You can see here, replace the text with any channel ID. And you can get the channel ID, like if I go to, let me go to my YouTube channel. Let me go to your channel here. You'll see the channel ID is up here in the URL. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. But regardless, the URL says, the long URL, and it says channel / and then that number after that is what your RSS feed is going to be. Okay, so all you have to do is replace the red text with any, it doesn't have to be your own, any YouTube channel that you want to auto post to your social media profiles. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. So to set that up, you can just click here. Actually, let me show you the one that I already have so you can actually see what it looks like. So I'm just going to toggle over to my own workspace, and I already have 2 RSS feeds. So you'll see that I have my blog and my YouTube channel. So if I click here to look at my blog, you see I just call it my blog. I could select any categories I wanted here, but I can choose any of the social media platforms. I have them already selected, but if I click next, you'll see here that I just need to put that URL here, and it's just the long URL and then /RSS. Okay. So this can be any website. It could be builderall.com /RSS if I wanted it to be. I could add call to actions if I use replug. That's something totally different I don't use. I could add hashtags, and it's going to add all of this for me. Okay. Now I already have some saved hashtags. So when you click this box, it will bring up your selection here of saved hashtags, and I have a few of them. So I'm going to choose the one that I've called Bridget because that's my brand, and I have all of these hashtags already. So I can choose to use any of those. And then down here, I can choose to add the post titles plus the URL when it posts to social media. Or I could use intelligent post variations, which actually pull content from the post and then use it as the text content, right, with your post. You could also use the meta description. So however you want to set that up, you can do that. And then when you click next, you want to tell it how often do you want it to basically look. It's basically going to scan the internet, and it's going to say, hey, did Bridget post today? I don't see anything. And then if it does, then it will automatically post, or you can choose to add to the queue. Okay. So we'll talk about queues on a different day, or you could add it to a category, or you could have it post immediately. You could choose how many posts per feed you want to use. So maybe you're using you're using my RSS feed, and I added 2 blog posts in one day, and you don't want it to post twice on your social media. You could just limit it to 1. And then you could also click here if you want to review the content before it actually gets published. Once you've set that up, all you need to do is click done. And now you have an automated system that every time, for example, I use this for my own blog. So every time I upload a blog, it automatically will be posted to all of my social media networks that I have scheduled here. Same with YouTube. I have YouTube channel here. I have all of my networks selected. I could choose a category if I wanted to, and then I'm going to click next. Now here's this long code I just showed you here. You want to use this exact link here that's all in black, and the only part you're going to change is this red text, which is your channel ID, okay? And that's in the URL. So you just want to you want to post all of this stuff here, and then after the equal sign, this is what you're going to put your YouTube channel ID. Okay, so again, you can add call to action links if you're using replug. You can add hashtags. I chose the same hashtag category here. Oops. So it's automatically populated. I could choose the post title. So same as the blog, use intelligent post variation or the meta tags, and then I can click next. And then I want to tell it, how often do I want it to basically scan the internet and post. Do I want it to post immediately when it finds something, or do I want it to add to the queue or add to the content category? How many times a day do I want it to do that? And then also I can click here if I want to review it, and then click done. So once you have that set up, now with both of those two things, every time you upload a post or every time you create a blog post or someone else does, that's the beautiful part, because you can really, for example, healthcare. I could go to, let's look for healthcare RSS feeds. And you can see here, here's one, RSS feeds. So I could choose, let's say that I wanted to choose this one here. Here's a big RSS feed. Okay, so I could take this back. I'm just grabbing the exact URL, and then I could take it back here, and then I could create a new RSS feed using that. Now, and then every time this website here, every time they upload something about, GE Healthcare, if I wanted that to go to my social media platforms, then it would automatically post there. So really, that's creating a lot of content. You just want to be careful to not cross-brand things. For example, if I have a pharmacy client, I don't want things about different pharmacies to post, but maybe I want things about drug companies or HIPAA or something like that that's relevant, like some some type of government agency or something like that that would be relevant to that audience. Maybe I want to auto post that RSS feed to that social media platform to get more engagement for the client. Okay, so let's go back here now. We've talked about all of that, and we already talked about managers and reports because I got way ahead of myself. Let me check the comments here. So Cortez says, wow, this is amazing. I have an account with Content Studio and I've been waiting for this training. Well, you have found it, Cortez, because Content Studio, I'm telling you, I've tried them all. It's by far my favorite one. It does everything I need it to do and then some. You guys, there are so many things that I have not even tapped into. For example, they have an inbox here. So I can see all of, whether it's mine or my clients, I can see all of the platforms and all of the message conversations in here. I can have like the emails, I can make notes, I can add tags. There's so many things that you can do inside of this to be able, you can even like give this, like assign to certain people. It's really, honestly, it's so crazy. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. I'm so excited to hear what you all have to say tomorrow in our live Q&A. And of course, if you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me in the Telegram group. I am always here to help. So I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye.